Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Sorry for the long delay. The Steam network decided to poop the bed. We tried to clean it up. Seems it has been sorted, so it's time for game 2 now. Ninjas in Pajamas, still leading 1-0. Of course, I'm LD. He's DJ Winter. Time for the game. Draft has begun. Winter,
10 seconds
are you still awake?
Yes, I am.
5 seconds
How are you enjoying the series so far? Such as it's been.
I'm not enjoying the pauses, that's for sure.
I found a lot of cat pics. I don't know if you were watching the stream.
I'm a dog person. I don't like cats.
You dislike them.
No, I don't dislike them, but I just like dogs more.
Yeah, I mean dogs are a little more fun, but cats they're pretty cute, man.
But they are more clingy, you know. Actually, not clingy. The right word is they're more like bossy. I feel they're more arrogant. Dogs are more, you know, obedient.
Yeah, they are. They're not ideal for the studio though. The dogs like to chew on things. They like to run and knock over things. Cats are a little bit better at not messing stuff up as much. So not as practical here at the house, unfortunately. Plus, we travel too much, so I have to wait until I go to see my parents to see their black lab. But all right, back to the game. It's been did they disconnect? No, they are here. Okay. So looking at the bands here, Winter, Lena's available, Bounty Hunter's available, Earthshaker is available, Tusk is available. Lots of good picks here. And the PL.
Which one is your favorite to see? For me, it's always the Lena. Even though I think Lena is like a little bit similar to Lash. I think Lena is, maybe some people might even think it's more broken than Lash. But she's really fun to see, and that hero can make a lot of individual play happen.
Well, you know, she's exciting to watch. Like, no matter what, she's going to throw Laguna Blades around. Things are going to explode.
Lena.
Yeah, I can't argue with that.
Dire team pick.
So
You just have to embrace it, not argue with it.
So Bounty Hunter or Earthshaker, got to imagine NiP will take at least one of those.
Yeah, at least one of those two. I think you probably want to remove the Bounty Hunter Lena, so you just pick maybe Bounty Hunter plus one carry. Sorry, not carry, one core. Bounty Hunter plus one core. Maybe, I mean, Gyro will be standard.
Remaining.
Bounty plus Gyro will be standard. Or
5 seconds
Bounty plus
remaining.
PL if you don't want to give PL to Golden Boys, because it seems like the teams are picking PLs in the first
Reserve
place.
time.
Yeah, the PL does seem to be pretty high priority, though. Rather mixed results on the win rate in this cup. I don't feel like the first day or two PL was doing really well, but as of late I haven't felt it. And NiP. Oh,
Radiant
tiny
team
IO
pick.
for them.
Huge change of pace though.
This is a big curveball. And they pick it early, which is interesting because it's not like Golden Boys were likely to ban it.
Earthshaker.
Where's
Radiant
Tiny
team ban.
against a Lina lane? I have this feeling Lina might be able to do very well in that lane.
Yeah, I mean, maybe that's where they even mix things up and pick like a Bristleback later on and try to do something different with the
yeah.
lanes, less expected.
We actually
Radiant
don't see the
team
Bristleback
ban.
versus the IO Tiny lane anymore nowadays. It's been something that teams have been not using anymore. I think back in the last patch, the patch before this, teams have been utilizing Bristleback versus IO Tiny so much more. I think especially Team Secret when
10
S4 was still
seconds
drafting
remaining.
for them. He picked like Bristle versus IO Tiny all the time.
5 seconds.
They'll ban up the
remaining.
Bane now, the Golden Boys will. Pretty
Alright.
good
Interesting.
setup hero,
Reserve
something
time.
that can really aid the relocates.
Yeah, but there's still so many heroes that can set up relocate. But like you mentioned, Bane is probably one of the, you know, supports that are stronger in the lane that can also be utilized to set up the relocate.
10 seconds remaining.
I would still love to see a 5th pick Huskar if he
seconds
fits
remaining.
into one of these games. Makes things exciting. That's another hero that's just enjoyable to cast.
Dire team ban.
I was talking to Mad yesterday, and he said that Huskar is all the rage in the European pubs right now. So,
Everywhere it's the same. Europe, China, whatever.
yeah. So he's the Flame Man has spread to all regions. The troll.
They want PL again, I guess. They
10
ban
seconds
Legions once
remaining.
more.
Yeah. Clock will be the pick, and I mean, no reason not to go PL versus him.
And Clock is really good versus Lina and Shaker, so you want other heroes that are very good versus Clock. PL, obviously one of the better heroes versus Clock as a carry.
Yeah, he's really good there. He can always jump out of the cogs. He has the illusions to block the hook shot. They can tank the battery assault.
And I just think it's better to ban a Clock though instead of the Bane.
Ooh. Well, maybe they're expecting the PL, but with this Klink's pick, seems that may not be the choice, Winter. This is a traditional predator of the IO. A lot of physical damage. Very good at scouting her out. Or it out, I should say.
Radiant team pick.
Yeah, and it's very useful at, you know, ganking the IO and Tiny when they are doing their greedy jungle stacks. So Kings is one of the few carries that can move around early to actually scout those type of, you know, farming on the stacks, and you potentially get a very important and key kill in those type of situations. So definitely very useful in that regard. But NiP are just going to go back to their pressure lane, the Clock plus Quarter pressure lane. So it seems like they've been prioritizing.
This is cute, Winter, because now they have the recall and the relocate. So this is an extremely mobile lineup.
Yeah, they can bring how many heroes? They can relocate 2 over and
then recall 1 in, and then Clock maybe hooks in from afar. Basically, they all can be everywhere. What do you think the last pick is? Is this like where you go for something like a Storm here, get another good initiator?
Yeah, Storm seems really good, but then again, it's going to be a lot of resources taken away from Storm, because Tiny and Storm you will want to take a lot of farm. But I guess with the Clockwork in the pool, the Clockwork has to make space if you pick Storm plus Tiny.
They're going to ban Disruptor, who's pretty good against the relocate, but also could be good against a mobile ganker like a Storm. Interesting.
Yeah, I think there's a very good chance they might want to go for it. Since there's Kotal and Io, the Storm would have a lot of mana from his teammates, so it could be a really good pick for him.
Well, it is apparently too good to be allowed. Golden Boys will ban it. I like him a lot with Keeper of the Light as well. That's where I had the idea. So they'll get the puck. A little bit less of a late gamer here. Doesn't use the mana from Kotal as well, but good initiator.
I actually think that he might actually work better than Storm in some cases, because their lineup wants to you want to give Tiny everything on the map. You want to give him the jungle, the ancients, and having puck means that you can utilize the relocate much more, because even though Storm can utilize the relocate, but you want to be farming more than you're ganking. So puck is more of a space maker, plug and clockwork. So Tiny would have a lot of space to farm in this map, and it would actually allow them to utilize the relocate even more with the call and the hook shot from the clockwork. And Golden Boys are going to go for a lane support that is really strong. So I'm not sure if they want to go maybe a Witch Doctor plus Spirit Breaker dual lane to pressure, and then leave
this is obviously great. They have a lot of answers to the IO, which you would expect given that it was a first pick for NiP. The Fissure, the Cask, the Clinks. A lot of lockdown.
They have Spirit Breaker to actually even deal with the Spirit Push, so they have definitely good tools to deal with the IO plus Tiny. So I think even though NiP, they look like they have a very solid draft overall, but I think Golden Boys still have what it takes to actually solve the waste problem here in this game.
All right, Winter, let's get the show on the road. Game 2 of our best of 3 series. The winner will face the 5 boys in the grand finals of the Alienware Summer's End Cup. We've got Jonas Some Fun as the offlane Clock for NiP, who lead the series 1-0. Seal Kid on the Keeper of the Light. Handskin, busy breaking trees and deforesting the dire jungle, will be on the IO. Era, your Tiny, and Limp will be on the puck. As for the Golden Boys, Skylark XZ on the offlane Cow. Lucy, the Fire Lady, going mid. Maybe next time. The Totem Dude on the Shaker. Madara will be the Bone Fletcher. And then S224J on Mr. Look at it go.
Bone Fletcher. It's so old school.
What was your favorite title for a hero?
Fuzzy Wuzzy.
You know, like Tormented Soul, Bone Fletcher.
Lord of Olympia. That's all cool.
Oh, the Lord of Olympia. Yeah, that's a good one. Lord of Avernus. Not too bad either.
The battle begins.
It shows that you've been playing Dota for 10 years.
Money to burn.
Oh, the good old Warcraft 3 days. And there's a lot of things I don't miss, like map hacking. There were some good moments in those days. So we will see the Shaker start off with the block mid. And let's see where he wants to roam. It looks like he may kind of protect this Lina Winter and just ensure that Lucy has a good start.
So the lanes will be Spirit Breaker, sorry, not Spirit, Spirit Breaker versus Puck, top 1v1.
Don't burn your fingers.
The other lanes will be just Clockwork plus Keeper against the Klings. I think Klings will actually take a lot of harass in this lane, but he will still be able to still farm. As long as he can actually get to level 6 without dying, I think he should be fine in this lane.
And the Spear Breaker top, up against a Puck 1v1.
You want to get a Pearl Manchu, I think, this matchup.
Yeah, he's pretty tough to harass with the 5 base armor. Already just the stout shield. Maybe he gets the boots first here.
I still think Pearl Manchu might be a good option here for him.
Oh, is he really going to deward this? Oh, maybe next time. Wow, great Spidey senses. This is not a very common ward spot at this stage.
Did they actually see him place that ward?
I don't think he saw them place the ward. I think he figured out that they had vision, and then he just placed the sentry and happened to get it. Because they definitely knew he's sitting back there, judging by the way NiP are playing.
Very uncommon, like, high ward to give high ground region.
Well, we are seeing the pressure onto the Clinks early on. The Witch Doctor also being forced out of the lane. Jonas Fan is going to continue to bully him away and force Madara to run from the creeps.
He's just playing so aggressive, giving pressure, and the Klings is having trouble last hitting under the tower as well. So I think he did a very good job making sure that the Klings gets as little last hits as possible. But at the same time, the Clockwork hasn't been getting too much CS on the lane. I guess because he started out trying to block the wave, he caught.
Oh, Limp looking for the first blood on Skylark. He tries to run the other direction. Oh, that armor. That armor. So tanky. Now going to have to salve up immediately.
He used his salve just now. He's
going for it. He's got the orb, but Skylark may be able to juke this one. Chucking it out. It just connects, and that will be the first blood. Limp solo killing the Spirit Breaker, and I guess maybe he could have used that poor man's shield in the end, Winter. He went for the Orb of Venom. A little bit of damage block there may have made the difference.
I'm not sure why he went for all Venom though. I think you go for all Venom if you get a 1v1 matchup, but not against. I mean against a melee, but not against a range hero, because you don't really get much chances trading blows with a range hero. Against a melee hero, I understand, but against a range hero, I'm not so sure.
Meanwhile, we are seeing a lot of stacking here in the Dire Jungle. Handskin just focusing on economy. And I guess the question is, will Golden Boys realize this? And if so, can they contest and steal those stacks nice and early?
They have a Klings to rotate later though. But it depends on the timing, because like you mentioned, the timing is really important.
Oh, look at this smoke. I love this for maybe next time. First he gets the D-ward, then he smokes. He wards up that big double stack. When I say double stack, I mean 2 full camps of stacks. Not just a single double stack.
Yeah, but they can't really get the kill here on the pub unless you get a lot of bashes on. So it's not an easy game to make here for the SD. I think the chances of them getting this gank is very, very, very low.
Link's taking some decent harass there, but can't quite finish the job now. Jonas and Fan gonna salve up. Madara does want to cancel this, but he's low on mana. He cannot walk again. Fissure coming through, and Seal Kid, the cast will bounce to him, but he gets pushed back by the cogs from the low ground. He didn't even have mana for a single Searing Arrow. One Searing Arrow there would have been enough bonus damage for the kill. The mana burn bails him out. Good effort by the Shaker, but not good enough.
That cogs definitely saved the Keeper's life. And the last game, Jonas went for 2 points rocket and 1 cogs at level 3, but this game he actually has 2 battery assault and 1 cogs, because they realized they can actually get the kill here in this lane. The last game he was up against a Phantom Lancer, which can doppelganger away from the cogs. So it's good to see that the player, Jonas, is actually choosing different spells for different situations. Like some players would actually just go for the same build over and over again.
Yeah, he definitely is an adaptable offlaner, and on this particular game, he gets close to S224J. He's actually got the superior move speed here, but takes too much damage from Madara, poking him with those searing arrows. So we'll keep him back for now. Both teams with their own hill ward. The Radiant ward has been up for some time, but Era just got his own. And Hanskin, now that he's topped off those first 2 camps, Winter, he starts stacking a 3rd camp in the Dire jungle. Huge economy for NiP if they can farm these up.
Yeah, but if you look at the Lina CS as well, like as I suspected that Lina might actually do very well in this lane, and she's having very good CS considering the fact that she's up against 2 heroes. It's basically more or less, what, 37 CS is like almost free farm against
yeah, and
2
the Shaker
heroes.
hasn't even been here. I guess it's just the threat of the Shaker that makes them play even more defensive.
Running around, placing wards and rewarding whatnot, helping the top lane and TPing towards bottom.
She's now looking for the 6-minute rune. Maybe next time we'll secure this. Ready with the fissure in case there's an engaged clock. Forcing back the Witch Doctor. And oh, what do you know? It's a haster and has the Laguna at the ready. Sealkid and Jonas Fun in all kinds of trouble. If this stun connects, he's dead for sure. Cass will come through holding the stun. He's just going to get it done with the Laguna. No questions asked. But the trade may be here as Lip rotates in as well. Dropping the coil, but those arrows! Those arrows, too much damage. Can't even make it out. Well, in goodness for NiP, they get to farm their stacks, but it comes at a pretty big cost. Yeah,
and because the puck rotated away, the Spirit Breaker is now able to farm the lanes. And like you mentioned, this is a pretty big rotation that didn't gain enough for NiP. Even though they made space for the Tiny to farm the jungle, but I still don't think it's enough for them.
Now, charging Era. Pretty good angle of attack here. Maybe next time he get in position for the fissure. This could be trouble for Era, who thinks he has a potential kill. Fissure lets it fly, prevents any sort of interruption here to the charge, and with the Nether Strike, they get the job done. A 3rd kill for the Golden Boys as they continue to control the map here early on, and despite the stacks, they are now in the lead.
Yeah, and Lina is he actually chose to build power trades. I thought she would be actually choosing to rush the Use or Bloodstone this game, but she chooses to go for more attack speed, more stats, and it's gonna help her farm faster as well with the bonus attack speed and help her get more attacks during the stun.
It makes you a little more durable against the combo as well from the Tiny IO.
At bottom lane, the searing arrows.
Not enough. He runs out of mana again. Madara is just having a hard time keeping his pool up.
Yeah, I was just figuring that because she got a good start on the Lina, you can actually go for a more farm intensive build because you get such a good start. So I didn't really expect this from him. This is like less greedy.
Well, this is not the Tiny Wisp game that we saw earlier today, Winter, where Tiny had 7 kills by this point. He's not had the same type of lane. He's not been given opportunities to gank, and he's totally under control for now. It's going to be much more on the puck and the Clockwork to make space, but Clock only level 4 here, so not really ready to get active.
Yeah, as much as we wanted to say that they did a lot of harass to the Klings, but in the end of the day, the Klings still is fine with levels, and Clockwork as a result of the dual lane is not as high level as your usual off-lane Clockwork, and he does go for the Tranquils, which is really good versus the Klings as well, but he hasn't got his level 6, which will allow him to move around and make ganks happen. The Wiz is going to actually get his level 6 faster than the Clockwork here, so somehow they need to make enough time for a Clockwork to get his level 6 so they can use the relocate to gank.
Yeah, maybe they just give him the mid lane, remove the Tiny IO, and then leave the Keeper the light bottom, something like that.
Maybe, but I think the Clockwork can't really go. He wants to stay at bottom to go lane with.
Madara is scouted here. He's going to get trapped out on the cogs, but he's rather tanky. Dust gets popped, and he just stands here and delivers the damage necessary. He will go down, though. His Lip rotates in, and oh, what do you know? Relocate 2. A 2-for-1. Again, Clock, the sacrifice. And his level 6 still delayed for another day, but the team as a whole will be happy with that.
They didn't expect the early level 6 from the base there. That's why they... I mean, they were... He just popped level 6. I think that the ward actually saw the Wiz here, the deep ward they had, and they saw the Wiz was level 5. But as soon as he cleared the camp here, he got level 6. That's why they went for that aggression there.
Yeah, it was one of those, like, they have the ward, but you're not constantly looking at his level. You'll check every so often.
Radiant's middle tower is
Just didn't check at the right time. So now Lina goes back into a Yule's. Limp was hoping for the bottom rune, but doesn't get it. And they're charging onto Era here. They're going to find the 2-hero Fissure. Plowing through is the cow. Doesn't want to commit, though. Fissure kind of blocked him in an awkward position if he goes. Instead, Madara will look for a sneakier snipe as Handskin starts to bottle up here in the woods. The ward is finally expired. Now it's the hero Clinks giving them the vision they need. And if this centaur... Oh, he's going to go down. Too much damage. Now the charge coming through onto Era. There is no coil available. Popping the dust. They do get eyes on him. And he slowed down a little bit, but Madara's still moving away. He's going to try to juke back through the trees, but he runs right into them. Era, there's the toss. Is it going to be enough damage? This dust is wearing off soon. And he does get the kill in the end. Limp on the board once more, and up to 1,300 gold with the treads. Looks like a pretty decent Blink Dagger timing at this rate.
Dire's middle tower
Clock is going to get his level 6 from the bottom lane, finally. It's already 11 minutes in, and he still hasn't got his level 6. And the relocate will be up for the level 6 on the Clockwork. He's going to get it after this wave of creeps. Definitely needs it so badly.
With a double Sentry D-Ward. It's pretty swaggy. Uh-oh. Not worth. Not worth. Definitely not worth. He is healing through this battery assault damage, but Yoda-Fun keeps on hounding him back. And into the Lina. This could go really the other direction. In fact, it will. They can even commit the Death Ward. Yeah. Suck on that.
They didn't actually relocate for that, though.
They thought they had to kill. They didn't think they needed him.
They probably felt that the Clock could have gotten a solo kill, but he didn't have mana for the Cogs and the Illuminate from the Coddle Miss as well.
Clears out the wave again. So Era going for his pretty typical build here. Gets the treads, the drums. Normally just will go straight into an Ags. I have not seen him go for a blink very often.
Yeah, he most of the time will get an Axe because he's a carry player. He focuses a lot on his own economy. Blink here is actually quite risky because your lineup is all revolving around the Tiny being able to carry them into the late game. I think you can get Blink if you have a secondary carry, someone else that can do the damage, but because they have Puck and Clockwork, I think the Tiny has to just go all in carry items.
Well, they're not taking advantage of the flexibility of the Clinks. As you mentioned, he can go into the jungle, he can look to create space around the map, so they give the Earthshaker the mid lane, maybe some farm time as well here, though I think he's a little afraid with so many heroes off the map, only seen a single Keeper of the Light bottom, but they have that option to rotate the lanes now.
Because of the relocate though, all the supports you can't really farm too far in the lane because if you don't see the Puck or the Clockwork, you can just die to a hookshot or a coil into a relocate. I think as an Earthshaker right now, you just stay behind your carries and just protect either the Lina or the Spirit Breaker. Because Clinks, if he wants to go hunting, then the Shaker should just protect the other heroes.
They have the Yules now, along with the level 2 Laguna Blade. And a smoke prepared. They could look to initiate here on the mid lane. That's not the target they want.
I think they wait for the blink on the Puck though. She's actually really close to the blink. I think
I'm saying for Golden Boys, not for NiP.
I mean, NiP needs to wait for the blink as well. Like in the fight, I think the Puck has to target down the Lina when she's doing her combo on the teammates. So she really needs the blink to be able to just blink beside the Lina to silence her.
That's where if the Lina uses the Yules to initiate and you're able to blink silence her, she doesn't have a getaway either, so a lot of it will come down to if she initiates or if somebody else gets in first.
Yeah, I'm really trying to look for the Io and the Tiny here. They know that they are farming around.
Courier did fly into the Dire jungle, but they didn't actually see it.
Yeah, they want to play some deep wards here.
Yeah, not scouted, just out of vision. Good opportunity, and now they may see Seal Kid if he pokes his head out. Uh-oh. Seal Kid scouted now. They've got the Fissure ready, charging in. Does get off the Illuminate to at least destroy some of the wave, but doesn't fully finish it. And all of a sudden, 5 heroes emerge mid. It is a point booster for Era, no blink, so initiating here. It's going to be purely on the clock, the Puck, if they want to contest. But tower's already down, the damage is done. And now they see Era as well, charging in onto him. The IO just a little bit back. Needs to get in a position here for the relocate, and will relocate in to try to save Arrow, but doesn't even get the tether off. Limp with an excellent Dream Coil, but where's the follow-up? There's nothing. Clockwork not here. He's off in the bottom lane, and so with the coil down, the Tiny dead, they're pushing Winter. Charge. They're going to be dodged, but the IO may not be so lucky. Caught by the Lina stun, and down goes the Wisp. They're going to keep on going. 2 dead. Coil deployed. Clock still showing bottom lane. There's just no reason to back, aside from losing your wave, which maybe is the play here. Just spam it out with the Keeper of the Light.
Oh, his TP was on cooldown. I think he cancelled his TP just now.
Oh, okay. Yeah, he just stayed bottom.
And he was very far behind in levels as well because the laning phase this time around didn't go too well for him.
Unfortunately, that does lead to some lost map control here. The aggressive lane ward as well as the tower dropping. And it looks like Madara will go for the, I guess now, pretty standard Desolator build ever since Fear started doing it. Seems like everyone else has mostly followed suit.
I actually prefer the Medallion into the Desolator build.
Yeah, he also does that. When he does that, he starts moving at like level 6 and really looks for the kills. He's going to try to roll on the Seal Kid here. The puck is counter-initiating. Hulk comes through, but ends up hitting Limp there on the way in. And now Jonas Fon's in an awkward position. It's Madara. Lays into him from the high ground. Another miscue from NiP. Lucky they didn't lose their Keeper of the Light as well.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Man, this game is actually falling apart from them. Now they have to just rely on the Wisp and Tiny to split push, and Puck and Copper can actually keep pushing waves. I think they can't really take fights into Golden Boys anymore. They are just really far behind in levels and items.
No. Good news is Era is still farming quite well. 115 CS. Only about 1k down on the Lina. But they are going to lose yet another tower. 2 tier 1s down. There's the turn. Relocating in. They get off the Blade Coil, but waiting for them was the Fissure, and this might not go quite as well as they hoped for. Era dead off the bat, and now Madara trapped in the trees while the Death Ward goes a-flying on to Jonas and Fun. He'll drop 3 down. They haven't lost anything here, and now the puck is probably dead. He'll drop as well. A disaster here at the bottom lane. NiP, 4 have fallen. They got nothing. And they're going to lose another tower too, it looks like.
That's why I felt they shouldn't try to fight. I think it's very hard to go fight into that. There's just too much AoE to deal with the relocate.
It looked like a good puck initiation, but somehow they got the Fissure off on everyone, and then things just fell apart.
You know, maybe it will work if they actually time it while the relocate completes while the puck is still silencing the opponent, Earthshaker and the Lina. So when you relocate down, essentially you just follow up with Avatars and you eliminate one hero right away. Then maybe it will actually work that way.
Yeah, they had to get the Shaker and the Lina though, or one of those AoE stuns will just ruin the fight.
Yeah, they had very little room for error there. They needed to time everything perfectly because they are very far behind. I definitely could see the idea there because they knew they were behind, so they needed to make a really good play to come back into the game.
Of course, this is a best of 3. NiP have a little breathing room should they drop this game. They'll have the Decider to turn it around, but obviously you'd love to just win this 2-0, make a clean game. Slim phase shift dodging the charge, nicely played, but look at this Winter. Deso complete. Roche on the agenda now. Rocket getting thrown out here, but wasn't towards the pit. Gonna be able to sneak this, it looks like. This Roche very quickly getting brought down. Urn thrown onto Madara to help him tank up a little bit more, and looks like they're gonna get a quick Aegis. And with that, Lina almost completing a BKB as well.
Very good choice this game against the Clock and Tiny. I think BKB is a very solid choice here for the Lina. He needs the BKB to be able, because we were talking about how he can get countered when he used the fight, and to start a fight, Puck can actually come in and silence her. But with the BKB, it eliminates that factor that the Puck can actually stop her from shading her spells.
This Clockwork's got an issue being charged. Fissure there as well. He's already dropped the Cogs. He can try to hook away, but still the charge is going to come through. Cogs on cooldown for 5. Closing in rapidly as the cow. He's not good. Oh, he does have the battery assault, but Nether Strike will finish him off anyway.
Shaker has a blink on top of that.
And the Spirit Breaker has a Midas as well, so everybody's got farm here on the Radiant squad. The items just keep on piling in. as Golden
the
Boys
Wish-
extend their advantage.
This Wish Doctor is also actually quite farm, Net worth wise, he's more farm than the Shaker.
He's working towards that Ags now, it seems. Speaking of an Ags, Era got one. It's Clink's hunts. They could maybe find a pick off here in the woods. Handskin's got to be careful. Uh-oh. Yeah, Puck's just going to run away. They are just not looking like they can take fights right now.
It's all about the red right now for NiP. Stall and drag time, get vision up, and just make sure that you don't... You know, I think Keeper of the Light at this point is the guy that they don't want to lose. If they lose the Keeper, then they can actually push high ground or just take other towers very quickly. Take all the objectives very quickly. Keeper of the Light has to... I think at this point, maybe get a Quelling Blade and try to hide in trees, whatnot.
Needs to summon his inner demon, you're saying, Seal Kid.
Yeah, that's why a lot of like Kotal players actually have Quelling Blade, because when you get into this sort of game situation, you have to just hide in the trees, charge the Illuminate, and TP out. Every minute you buy for your team is worth a lot.
They'll need many minutes, it seems.
I think, to be fair, maybe 30 minutes at least. Okay, maybe not 20. 20 minutes is fair.
Oh, Era finds a kill on the Shaker bottom. Looks like he just kind of ran in and comboed him. No vision, just an unfortunate time for the Shaker to get caught.
You don't expect that to happen though when the Tiny doesn't have Blink.
Yeah, he just kind of like pokes his head out. And randomly avatosses you. That's unfortunate. Limp is moving towards top here, has the combo. Already though, getting charged. He's going to be forced back. No, actually the Spirit Breaker changes his mind. But it seems like while the Aegis is up, they want to keep the pressure here on the top lane.
Yeah, they're gonna wait for the Shaker to come back. He just respawned, so... Wow, the relocate again?
Oh, they might be able to catch him, but he has the Blink. He drops the Fissure. Oh no, he already used the Blink actually to run forward. But I don't know if they can catch him here. They force the TP. It will stop the push for now, but gotta be careful. Handskin, well, I'll be okay.
It's gonna give away that they have vision there.
Yeah, that's getting dewarded very soon. Yana some fun. Meanwhile, getting chunked down by Madara's Clinks. 2 more auto techs would almost do it. 40 HP, just barely surviving.
Tranquil Boot saving his life there.
Oh, they didn't get the tower. Jeez. Rough for NiP. They're just not getting any breaks this game.
That's gonna give the Clinks his BKB. And
so they had double BKB, and NiP is essentially all magic damage right now.
Until the Tiny actually has enough items. He actually chose to go for a Helm of Dominator on the Tiny. Just wants to speed up that farming.
Just use it to stack more, you mean?
Oh, this is rather unusual.
This is not a common item. Oh, he gets Frost Armor.
If you want to farm faster as Tiny and Whis, you actually get attack speed.
Yeah, Mask of Madness or AC normally.
Yeah. You get attack speed and move speed, Yasha or whatever, because the Whis is there to sustain you most of the time. You don't really need the Helm of Dom to actually have more sustain. Interesting. I don't think I've actually seen Tinys go for Helm of Dom this early.
Yeah, sometimes you'll see like a last item, Satanic, or 4th or 5th item, but...
A late item,
yeah,
but not this early.
I'd be curious to get inside the head of Era and see what he's thinking. He certainly plays a lot of Tiny.
It's gonna give the Klings a better creep to, you know, Death Pack.
Yeah, that's true. It's gonna be a nice tanky Death Pact.
It's rather unusual though, but right now they just need to focus more on the game plan of making sure that they buy time. They keep dragging the game. They keep speed pushing. The clock has... I think at this point he has become more of just a support right now. I don't think he can accomplish too much. Even hooking into the Earthshaker or the Witch Doctor is not... It's not a guaranteed kill at this point because he's very underfarmed.
Oh, this Clank's in very far here, but the Sentry Ward's just out of range right now, and he keeps on chasing Coil. Will interrupt the charge. Still holds the BKB, and it seems like they're going to have trouble bringing Madara down. Very tanky. Can Death Pact again. There's a big creep waiting for him.
Yeah, they really want to force the push here, and Kotal is back at base regenning, so maybe they can actually push soon. Okay, they're actually not gonna do it. They somehow need to sacrifice either the Spirit Breaker or the Shaker. Someone needs to go in, kill the Kotal. Otherwise, if they try to push from the face front, try to push like normally, every time they push, they will be greeted by Illuminate. So I think they need to sacrifice one hero, maybe blink in and just suicide, kill the Kotal and just figure about getting out later. Otherwise, if they don't do that, they can't really push the high ground.
See NiP with that aggressive ward in the Radiant jungle. Maybe able to find Madara though. With the BKB, all they can really do is force this out. Killing him with 2 is not happening. And already he's... Oh, they are going to hook him. He's going to turn, and Jonas Samfan will end up going down. The Wisp may die here as well. Handskin's a 4-shot. And is he going to get a 3rd kill? Era chasing, still has the combo. The Avalanche slightly missed time. Now the Blink Echo counterplay. NiP, this is a train wreck. If they lose Era, here's their only will to the Death Ward. Maybe even the Puck too. It's 4 down. Juggling with the Yules, trying to escape, but Shaker's waiting to cut him off at the pass. He blinks into the trees. He orbs frantically. No escape. It's 5 down.
That was some man mode there from the Kings.
I don't know how they actually are supposed to kill him there.
Yeah, actually think about it. How are they gonna kill him? Maybe the only way is you hook shot in, and the relocate comes like maybe half a second earlier. You hook shot and then you use the Cogs push back. You push the Klings back, so he can't really activate his BKB, and then the Tiny has enough time to drop his Ever Toss combo.
You have to completely chain stun him so that he can't BKB, basically. But that's very difficult to do with their heroes.
Yeah, that's the only way I think they can kill him. Otherwise, if they just use the normal hook power Cogs, he just BKBs and he's fine.
I'll say goodbye to your tier 3 tower, Ninjas. He does have BKB on cooldown for 5 seconds. This could be an opening. The Death Pack's going to wear off now. BKB about to come back as Lina pops her own and just fights her way through this. Focusing, trying to keep the Shaker out of the picture. Doesn't have the Echo Slam any longer, but they go to work here with auto attacks onto Era. Laguna just got the mana for it. Lets it zap. And Era's deleted as well. Limp trying on the backside to make something happen for the Ninjas. But nothing good is happening, and they've had enough, Winter. They tap out. We're going to a game 3. Dominant showing here from the Golden Boys.
Yeah, and it comes back to the point where you were mentioning, when you open a pick with Wisp Tiny, the core of the draft that early, it gives your opponent so much time to think of a way to deal with the relocate, you know. And definitely Golden Boys have so many ways of dealing with the relocate this game, and Klinks is also an excellent counter towards the Wisp. If you can't get a Ghost Scepter, you will just die in every fight against the Klinks.
Well, we won't waste too much time. I know we had a long break before this game, guys, due to Steam going down. Hopefully that won't happen again, but be sure to follow Winter at Winter Dota. Myself, if you'd like, at LD Dota, and stick around. Our deciding game number 3 coming up next, then the grand finals, which PPD will be joining me for. Stay tuned.